Hi, good people. Welcome back to another episode of Property Talk underscore. So this is my YouTube channel, and I'm your host, Ukati Samkubla. Today, I'm joined by my brother. We are six at home. He's a fourth born. I'm a third born, so he comes after me. Damshela ibele. So, ke zawuthetha nge-cracks, guys. Construction. We're technical today, so you better listen. So you're going to talk about different types of cracks. I'm sure now you Nazi cracks that you observe the property that you stay with or the property that you own. Sometimes you get confused with what cracks mean. Should I be concerned? Should I be worried? Can I fix them? And all sort of questions that rise in these cracks. So again, we invite you again, Dasekaya, to come and explain to us today. So I'm hoping Guti, the information is of assistant now and be able to understand the different types of cracks and why you should be worried and can you fix them. So Zex, welcome. Host Nasise. Who are you, Buti?
Okay, thank you, Ativo, for this platform. Kamalam Guzuko Mkudla. I'm an engineer by profession. I specialize in structures and bridge construction as well as road construction. So today I'll just give you a bit of insight, deep insight of what causes cracks and how cracks are formed.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you for that intro. Okay, let's get to the topic again, Dasekai. Give us a different type of cracks. I've got different types of cracks that I see. Ezinye zi-straight, ezinye zime ngapha, ezinye zime ngapha. Or understand ukuthi zithetha ntoni, and they worry me. And my properties, I think, is about
Mm,
10 years old. Even the properties that are still
mm.
new, you find these cracks. You understand, but what's going on is the foundation. I go writing, what's happening? So you can just break us down what different types of cracks is you call your property.
There are different types of cracks. We got vertical cracks, we got horizontal cracks. Um, Vertical cracks, they're not a big issue unless the cracks get wider.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a hairline crack in terms of thickness or width, we don't have an issue. But now when it becomes bigger, more than 3 millimeters, then that's where you start get worried and get some expert to have a look at them. Then you got horizontal cracks. Those are the ones which are also a bit serious because that will involve the foundation. So today I'll be dwelling based on those two, the vertical and the horizontal.
Okay, thanks. So now, tell me what causes this vertical and horizontal?
Okay, thank you. Uh, if you look at the how we build houses, we start from the
Mm-hmm.
foundation. We go up with the walls, we build the roof. So your foundation support your walls and also your roofing. But now your foundation gets supported by the natural ground that is sitting on. So your ground has got a certain capacity that it can withstand in terms of load. So if I make an example, if this is your foundation supports whatever load is applied on top, which is your house, which is your walls and your roof and everything else. So your foundation is supposed to support all the structures on its own. If but now your foundation now gets supported by the ground. So if your ground bearing capacity, which is natural ground bearing capacity, is poor, or it does not the capacity to withstand the pressure applied by the load, which is being caused by the walls and the roofs, then your foundation will settle. So when your foundation settles, that's where you start getting those vertical small cracks, or you get those cracks, those which are not an issue when the foundation settles. But now, if it settles because of poor bearing capacity of the soil, then now you're gonna get vertical cracks. So your foundation would do this, or your soil would do this, and the foundation will follow, then the walls will follow as well. So the more it does this, then it leaves a gap between your brick and mortar, and your cracks start expanding. So that when you get that situation, that's where you need to get a professional, an structural engineer, to come and really look at your foundation. So when it comes to your ground conditions, for instance, you've got clay. Clay has got two properties. When you apply water, which is when you put water, it expands. And then when it dries up, it contracts. So now imagine now your foundation is sitting on top of clay. So when it's the rainy season, your foundation, your ground will expand. So which means it will push up your foundation. So when the foundation it push up the walls. And then when it's winter time, when it's not raining season, your clay will contract when it dries up. So it's gonna go down. So now imagine now when it goes down, your foundation as well will drop as well, which means your walls will drop. That's where now you get those cracks. So that one becomes severe crack. That's where now you need to get an expert to even look at the foundation. But each crack is going to be different in terms of what causes it. That's why you must get an expert to come and have a look at them, especially when they become wider. So for people at home, you can monitor them by maybe you just draw a pencil, it ends and stops. As time goes on, you monitor it, because when it become when it starts expanding, or the crack gets widens, and then you start thinking about, okay, now maybe the issue now is not the way, or not the brickwork. The issue now might be the foundation, which is going to be more expensive to fix. So the sooner you get those things looked at, the better for you, or less costly to be. So to to summarize what I just, or what I said, when you're building your house on top of clay, you should be mindful that you must get an expert to come and look at the ground conditions that you have, to give you an expert opinion of what type of foundation you're supposed to construct. And when that person gives you that, then at least you know that even if you're going to spend a couple of thousand, but you know in the long term you'll be saving a lot of money.
So
So yeah,
the expert is geology, or is a civil engineer specializing in structural engineer.
yeah, you must get a structural engineer to have a look at your foundations.
Mm.
Let's say, for instance, you want to build a house from scratch. So it's better for you to get a civil engineer or a structural engineer to have a look at your ground conditions, to give you a report about, okay, the founding conditions that we have, you need to do, we're gonna recommend you to do this type of foundation because of it's either the soil bearing pressure is poor, or some other issues.
Oh, wow. Sure.
Okay.
Thanks, sis.
So it's better now to get an expert when you're starting the foundation. I think that's where your whole building is supported. It's supported by your foundation. Your foundation is supported by the existing ground condition. So just get an expert, which is a structural engineer, to have a look at the ground condition that you have before you start building your foundation.
Wow. Thanks, sis, for that insight. Yeah, it is technical, but I like the way you simplified it. Now I understand that as just like it's a town planner, or I'm sure being a lame person will understand. I like the way you've simplified it. So I guess sis,
Mm.
uthi eyona funeka ube worried about is is the vertical one, or is it the horizontal one?
The,
Did I hear?
the horizontal one,
Or is the horizontal one? That
because the
one you need
horizontal,
to be concerned with.
yeah, because the horizontal one is going to be linked to your foundation doing this or
Oh,
doing that,
sure.
caused by the underground soil, which is your bearing pressure, bearing capacity of the soil. So if your soil cannot withstand the pressure being applied by the load caused by the walls and the roof, then your soil will do this. So you need to get an expert to come and have a look at what causes this. Is it normal settlement? Because as the ground as time goes by, if it's a new house, you are bound to get settlement at some point. So that's why you're gonna get those small hairline cracks at the beginning, and that's where it's supposed to stop. But now, if it continues, that means now your foundation or your house is no longer settling. Now there's an issue now with foundation, so which means now the house is sinking. So these new houses, you will get a bit of settlement where if you're building because of the load applied, the house will just settle. Minor settlement, but you will see maybe small hairline cracks on vertical ones. That's caused by settlement. That's
But
normal.
once they start to
But
be
now if it's
wider,
wider,
then
then it's a problem. That means you must get someone to look at those cracks, what causes them. Is it either the foundation, it's sagging? If your house is built if you got a house next to a big tree, there might be issue. The roots might be an issue as well, and root will make its way to your foundation.
so to say, in law, my property is surrounded by big trees, and maybe it's one of the causes is in the cracks. And also in terms of plumbing, it's a nightmare because as our roots they go underneath moss and then they disturb the plumbing and then it blocks the pipes and then even the structure. Sure, okay,
Yeah.
back.
So you must try to get rid of those trees. Also, the foundation sometimes when you've got plumbing, it start leaking, or you've got rainwater that finds its way to seep through into your foundation. So as amanzi engena to your foundation, iyohlala ezantsi, i-foundation yakho isekilishe because there's mud or there's moisture. So as we apply load, izoyisehla indlu yakho because of there's always water slipping into your foundation footings. So it will cause a bit of settlement. So you must try as well to just look at your plumbing, and also making sure that when it rains, you try to protect the area around your house. Uba amanzi doesn't find an easier way to go to your foundation. So always try to protect your foundation at all times, because now what happens that when the foundation gets moist, amanzi ayanyuka mos aya kwi-walls zakho. That's why you will see dampness inside your house because of water is finding way. It's either through the wall or because of the hairline cracks ungalungisiyo. So amanzi ayangena kweza cracks anymore. And then you want to see them inside the house now, where you're gonna have this area where there's dampness. You paint, you start peeling off, ending at about brownish. So those things you must deal with them kwangoko. So if it's a small crack, vertical crack, ingena amanzi nikuyivale, fake polyfill, plaster, paint it, yabo. But now when it becomes a vertical crack, that means now indlu yakho it's your foundation is doing this or it's doing this. Yabo. So you must be very careful to
Sure. So this sometimes ezinye izindlu ufind ukuthi le nto ayibethenga ipaint ifike ingathi iyaphilisha and then ufike nakwi-curtain yakho because ezanto zokungula, so it caused by the moisture.
Yeah, it caused by moisture that your house is exposed to, which means if let's say the moisture ends on upper prison, chances are high that you've got small cracks painting yakho angaphandle. So when it rains now, zenza uba amanzi angene. So when the water gets trapped there, then the water now is the moisture kulaa brick yakho then iphume ngaphakathi ifike imnyama ngaphandle and yabo. So easy there to just open that crack, ufake polyfill and paint it with waterproof paint.
Wow. Sure. Hey. Hi, thanks man for that insight. So I think guys, let's make this episodes and episodes because I'm thinking I don't want it to be a long video. So next time let's try to deal with the concerns and then because we've dealt with the causes and then why must you be concerned? And then the next video we'll be dealing how do you fix them?
Okay.
So kanjalo masiyeke-
Hello,
masi-
I'm available.
Yes, I'm because this is like
Yeah, just
tutorial there. I'm being taught about construction, guys. It's like wow. Yo, okay, guys, we're gonna leave it there for today. Thanks, Zix, for that insight, and I've learned a lot just in this few minutes. So, guys, next time we're going to talk about why you should be concerned about the vertical and the horizontal cracks. And then the next video we talk about how then you fix them. So keep glued to the channel. Share the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed so you can get notification for the next video. Zix, thank you so much, Mr. Kaya, for your time, and until again we do another video, keep well and God bless. Thank you guys.
Okay, thank you.